गोवन वार्ता लाईव्हचं यूट्यूब चॅनल सबस्क्राईब करा आणि बेल आयकॉन दाबून लेटेस्ट व्हिडिओचं नोटिफिकेशन मिळवा.
गोवेकरांना भविष्यात अखंडित वीज हवी असेल तर भूमिगत वीज वाहिन्या अर्थात अंडरग्राऊंड केबलिंग शिवाय पर्याय नाही. वीज खातं सांभाळणं ही खरोखरच कसरत आहे. चक्रीवादळाचा तडाखाच इतका मोठा होता की वीज पुरवठा पूर्ववत करण्यासाठी झटत असलेल्या सर्व वीज खात्याच्या कर्मचारी, अधिकारी, अभियंत्याचे अभिनंदन करावेच लागेल. माजी वीज मंत्री अलेक्स सिक्वेरा यांचे हे शब्द आहेत. वीज खात्यासंबंधी ते नेमके काय म्हणतात पाहूयात.
See, it's very difficult for me to comment on this particular issue because I do not know the finer things that have been undertaken by the department, the new works that have been taken by the department post my era. Now, I know that this cyclonic storm was severe. I am reminded by an incident or a situation where Goa had a minor cyclone or a cyclone, if I may call, on the eve of Diwali when I was power minister.
Yes.
And I know that I had so many calls coming to me saying that, sir, it is Festival of Lights. And now here you have kept us in darkness. I honestly remember that night. And I remember having, in particular, I was getting calls from some ladies whom I knew. And I remember I told them, for old time's sake, enjoy your Diwali with those small pontis, you know, those dualies and those type of thing. I said, let's have those, that type of a Diwali. And I passed it off. But I have to admit that again at that time, it was the staff, it was the manpower, it was the workers of power department from down right to the top who saved the day and who worked day and night and restored power. This particular incident I have seen with my own eyes today. I happened to go to some areas and passing by, I saw linesmen, I saw, laborers digging, erecting poles, erecting all this. So I definitely believe that they've done a tremendous job. Now, as far as from my time to now, what are the developments? I am convinced that Goa's solution is only underground cables.
Yes.
Until we lay underground cables all over Goa, this problem is going to repeat. As the TV channels were today saying, earlier cyclones were known only on the east coast of India. But now with the sea warming up, one scientist was talking about the temperature of the sea having risen to 30-31 degrees. Normally, I believe it was something like around 26-27 degrees. And he said that with the temperature rising up, Goa, he mentioned Goa in particular, is going to face severe cyclones. I remember that when I was Minister for Environment, there was a report which spoke of that by the year 2025, between 2025 and 2030, some of the coastal villages are going to be, if I may call, compressed, because some parts of our villages are going to be submerged. So I think underground cabling is the only solution. I've seen post my time that certain areas they have erected, they have laid, not laid is the wrong word, but they have strung overhead. I think it's known as bunching cables. I don't think that is a solution. And I don't agree with that. Yes, it is much cheaper. It is much, much cheaper. But I believe that is not the solution because if a branch falls on that cable, the cable will snap. So I believe underground cable is the only solution. Number one, I believe that the government may lack funds for it. During my tenure, I have to admit that we were doing it in stages because there was paucity of funds. However, at that time, what we focused, our main attention was, at that time, if I remember, we did Margaon constituency, we tendered Fatorda constituency. As power minister, as I've said in the assembly many a times, charity starts at home. I ensured that my entire constituency, the then Lotoli constituency, was covered entirely by underground cabling. Unfortunately, what I've seen, even in Lotoli constituency, the then Lotoli constituency, is that maintenance has been a little poor. Many areas, the cables are punctured, but they have not repaired them. The cable has not been, they do something what is known as jointing and whatever. I'm not technical, okay? So I'm just firing a few terms which I learned that time. So they have to do some fresh jointing and restore the cable. But due to laziness, if I may call it, this repair is delayed for the next day, which ultimately doesn't come. Next issue is, you see, we have also maintained the overhead lines. So in many a place, the department has very conveniently, you see, to give light to the consumer immediately, they have switched over to that overhead line. So I believe if, even in the areas which have been covered by underground cabling, if all these areas where the cables have faults are restored, even in those areas, power supply will improve tremendously. During my time, we focus primarily on going for high tension cable. We tried to connect all the substations throughout Goa with this high tension cable, because if high tension cable is provided, if the substations are connected with high tension cable, your power supply to the substation is secure. There have been areas, from there we decided that we would thereafter undertake area by area. I remember at that time we had also proposed to Government of India areas like Mapsa constituency and those areas also. I don't know what happened to it thereafter, because I lost the chair in 2012. But estimates, I remember, worth around 100, 200 crores were sent to Government of India to cover under various schemes. What happened thereafter, I'm not too sure. I believe that somebody was telling me some time back that the staff has not been provided with proper equipment. I don't know what is the latest, but I know during my time we had formed a committee which consisted of members of the trade union, of representative of the department, and they would jointly select equipment, safety gears, etc., for the employees. The union was involved because at that time there were allegations of substandard material. So I decided that you all yourselves take a call, so you have nobody else to blame but yourselves if tomorrow you'll find the material to be substandard. Having said all that, I also have to admit that power department is not an easy department to handle. Today, we Goans in particular, if we don't get power for 1 minute, we start cursing and we start shaking heaven and earth. As long as we have overhead conductors, we have to be able to live with this particular thing. So I am confused whether I should criticize the department or not. But I definitely congratulate them for the good work they've done during the last 72 hours. I know there are still areas without power. During my tenure also, I have to admit that nothing came from Government of India. You may ask me how we solve the problem. You will recall that during Mr. Parikar's first term, they had brought in something known as infrastructure duty in your electricity bill.
Yeah.
No, not cess. It was an infrastructure duty.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't remember. I think it was 5 paise per unit or something like that.
It's still there.
No, but during my tenure, I increased the domestic infrastructure duty, if I remember correctly, to 15 naira paise.
Okay.
And the high tension consumer, I took it to 50 naira paise. It is with money from this infrastructure duty that we started all our works. What are the type of works? For example, it was our endeavor to try and ensure that every substation had two major transformers. You know, the big transformer which received the power and then distributed to the other small transformers from where you and I get a connection to a house. So I do not know whether this has been hiked thereafter, but I know for sure that during my tenure, I think it was 15 or 17 paise and 50 paise or 60 paise for the high tension. This contributed. Now, this was sort of an innovative idea because we couldn't get money from anywhere. We took it from the consumer with the wish and with the aim of giving him a better quality of power. So, as far as getting money from Government of India, my experience was no, nothing came, even during my tenure. As far as underground cabling during my time, I do not know the cost now.
Mm-hmm.
But during my time, we had estimated that we required something like around 5,000 crores to cover the entire Goa with
Okay.
underground cabling.
Mm.
This amount is huge.
Yeah.
No government is going to be able to do it overnight, boss. So I believe it has to be done in stages and we have to achieve it. Boss, my experience, people are not willing to accept.
Mm.
You see, even if you go to increase by 1 naya paise, I'll give you a better example than power department. When a government announces a hike in your water tariff,
Yeah.
there's a big hue and cry. But yet, you and I, when we go to the smallest of restaurants,
Yeah.
first thing we say mineral water. And we are willing to pay 20 rupees for that 1 liter.
Correct.
Whilst the government is hiking the rate for a cubic liter of water. And we shout. So I'm sure people, I mean, I believe there will be some what do you call, noise from the public.
Yeah.
And next year being an election year, I don't think the BJP will have the courage to hike at this moment. But that is a different type of proposal. You see, what you are talking about is not infrastructure.
Yeah, of course. That it's
What
not
you-
infrastructure. It's just a
It's not
power
infrastructure.
charges.
It is power charges. I can't comment because I am not in close contact with Nilesh.
Okay.
Nilesh is a friend of mine. Nilesh was a voter of mine at one point of time because he is from Nagwa. So Nilesh is definitely a friend of mine. But I'm not in a position to comment because I've honestly lost touch. You may ask me why I lost touch. Most of the engineers of my time have retired or are in the process of retiring. And so I don't have that type of a relationship with the new lot. For example, the new chief engineer. I've never even met him. I'm told he's a fine gentleman, but I've never met the man. So I can't comment on that. See, I don't think the objections of the people are so much towards Tamnar project. The objections of the people primarily are because in the name of Tamnar project, our forests, wildlife sanctuaries, the life of wildlife animals or the corridors for the movement of wildlife animals are being destroyed. That Goa requires power is a fact. But I think there's nothing that that prevents us from studying whether we can use the existing lines that are there today, whether those could be used to meet the demands of the Tamnar project.
Okay.
I think I don't think the Goans are objecting to getting extra power, but they are primarily objecting to the way that power is going to be transmitted to Goa. The issue is the transmission lines primarily. Cutting of trees, disturbing the wildlife sanctuaries, disturbing our flora and fauna, and your movement of animals and all that, because you're going to have to clear all that area. And though we are shouting so much, I was reading the newspaper the other day. Now I think it's with the Supreme Court, and let us pray for the best.